John Dickinson, 95.7 The Game. Carson, with your relationship with Hugh, how long will it take for you to be comfortable enough in the playbook to feel like you're ready to take over this team? Could it be this week, or does it take longer just to get acclimated to the playbook and everything that's going on?
Well, I think that decision's up to Coach. I'm going to do everything on my end, everything I can to get it down as quickly as possible. Fortunately, some of the stuff that they've been doing is something I'm quite familiar with and have been doing myself. But as far as whenever they need me, that's as far as the first question. I'm going to do whatever they ask me to do. I'm going to learn as fast as I can, and when they want me to contribute, I'll be ready.
Carson, you said you were retired. So, Vic from the Chronicle again. You said you were retired, so you weren't looking at possible landing spots or thinking what if or who I might play for again?
Well, no, I definitely did. There was a number of times that teams were approaching the Bengals, and it didn't work out. So I was it was a very difficult time. It was I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was around the next turn, the next week, the next month. So there was a lot of confusion, and I really didn't know what was next. I didn't know what was going to happen.
You always thought you were going to play again. You were in the back of your mind.
I hoped. I definitely hoped. I definitely wanted to. I just didn't know if a trade was going to happen.
Carson, Mike Schumann with ABC. When you get traded to another team, this is only your second team you'll be playing for. Chemistry is really tough, especially at the quarterback position. How do you feel like you're going to fit into this locker room?
I think I'll fit into the locker room pretty well. I'm pretty easygoing. I'm pretty laid back and get along with my entire career playing football, high school, college, the NFL. I've always got along really well with teammates. That chemistry aspect isn't an issue for me. Just the chemistry of timing with the receivers, if 2-minute drills, whatever it may be. There's a lot of different aspects of playing quarterback and a lot of different verbiage depending on third down, red zone stuff, backed up stuff, 2-minute drills, whatever it may be. That chemistry is something that I got to get on top of tonight.
Yeah, Carson, Art Spander, San Francisco Examiner, and Real Clear Sports. A quarterback is always the focus, and you've gone through the whole thing, high school, college. In coming to a situation like this where the Raiders have paid a very high price, is there a danger in trying too hard to produce and showing them, hey, they made the right deal?
I don't think so. I think I've been around long enough to know the sacrifices that this organization made to get me. And I also understand there's a lot that comes with playing this position, playing quarterback, and a ton of burdens. Aside from what an organization may have given up to get you, you got a fan base you're trying to please and keep happy so that they can brag about. You've got teammates you're trying to play good for, to win for, and especially the quarterback position, spread the ball around. There's a lot of burdens playing this position, and it's definitely a burden, and I'm going to take it head on and do everything I can to win.
Ryan. Carson, Ryan Leon with KCBS Radio. Question for you regarding how the Raiders, they've had a history of kind of, getting guys that maybe have fallen out of favor somewhere else. Do you see yourself in that mold like a Rich Gannon or Darryl LaMonica in that regard?
Not necessarily. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to what's going on in the media, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm perceived. I just try to focus on, especially during the season, my job and exactly what's being asked of me each week. So, to me, this is a new opportunity. It's a fresh start, and it's something that I couldn't be more excited about.
Carson, Henry Wolford again with Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. I know you love the game. I'm just wondering, what pushed you to the point to where you were willing to retire instead of playing something that you love so much? And do you foresee anything crossing you the wrong way to where you would contemplate retirement again if it's not going your way?
I don't. I'm excited. I'm excited to be where I am. I'm excited that this happened. But, I'm not going to go into depth on individual or certain things that happen. It's a fresh start. I'm excited to be here, and for me to go into certain aspects of what happened in the past, that's the past to me now. I'm looking towards the future. I'm looking towards tomorrow morning, starting meetings and getting out there to practice, and the next however many weeks this season lasts. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm worried about right now.
Levi Damien again from Thoughts from the Dark Side. I have a couple of questions. First one is, you mentioned that your arm was just fine and that you were healed from that. Is there any other injury concerns that you're not completely recovered from, like a knee or of any kind? And the other question is, when you were in Cincinnati, you had Chad Ochocinco and T.J. Houshmandzadeh, which you had a lot of chemistry with those guys and put up a lot of yards. What was the key to that, and do you see the potential of that on this Raiders team?
Yeah, to the first question, I'm healthy. I'm 100% healthy, and nothing lingering, absolutely nothing lingering. It's been a long off season for me. But as far as the chemistry, it's a very young group of guys, and guys that I don't know yet, but everything I've heard today, it's a hungry group. It's an exciting group. It's a physical group, a fast group. That I'm excited to have as much influence as I can on these guys and take them under my wing and tell them what I know. And from the coaching they're getting from the coaches on this staff, that's a good combination. And I'm excited to get to work with them.
Jerry McDonald, Oakland Tribune. Hugh, and I think a lot of people from the outside are looking and saying, man, you've traded away your entire draft next year. I'm just curious as to your response on what you may get back in the term of compensatory picks and the possibilities of trading players to get draft picks if you think you need to get draft picks next year. And second, apparently you've also added a safety whose name I can't pronounce from Cincinnati.
Chenadu. And
left and released one player. Is there another corresponding roster move for bringing Carson aboard?
Nothing at this time. But no, I mean, I know a lot of people think we mortgage the future of the organization. I don't see it that way. I mean, I don't think you ever mortgage the future of the organization when you're putting a real big-time franchise quarterback on your team. I appreciate what everybody thinks, but I'm really concerned about what we think here. And I think we're very comfortable with that. Number two, 2012 will take care of 2012, when we get there. I mean, like you said, there's compensatory picks we may get. I mean, there's all kind of different directions to go. I mean, we have a very creative staff, and we know how to attack it head on, and we will, and we'll do whatever we need to do to make sure that we're a very, very competitive team. But obviously, Carson's a huge part of that as we continue to move forward.
Carson, Josh Chuba, AP again. Knowing the trade deadline was today, when you saw that Jason got hurt Sunday, were you thinking at that point, okay, this might be my last chance, the Raiders might be my last chance this year?
No. I saw what happened. It came up on NFL.com, and that thought somewhat crossed my mind, but I still didn't see it happening.
Carson, Paul Gutierrez from CSNCalifornia.com again. You grew up in Southern California, and earlier you said you didn't really know much about this organization. So are you saying you were a Rams fan growing up in Orange County?
No, to be honest, growing up in Southern California, I wasn't watching games. So the first thing he asked me is, "You ever been to a SC game?" when he was recruiting me, and I hadn't. I wasn't in the house watching TV. I wasn't an NFL fan of a particular team. I would watch the highlights, and my dad and my brother and I would, and the rest of my family would watch Monday Night Football. But I was outside. I was playing any sport I could possibly play. Because there wasn't really a team. There was the LA Rams were there for a little bit of my childhood. But I didn't have a local NFL team, and the closest one was maybe the Chargers or the two Bay Area teams. But I was into any sport I could be playing out in the street with all the kids in the streets.
Coach, a quick question for you, Henry Wolford again. How much has your personal workload changed since the death of Al Davis? And could you see yourself as a coach / GM on a long-term basis?
I'm the head coach of the football team. I'm not playing GM. I know everybody thinks that. Again, we have a team of people, who is spearheaded by Mark Davis, and Amy Trask. Those are the people I go to ask and seek, information or bring solutions to things that I think will help our football team. So I'm not the acting GM. I'm not the this, the that. I'm the head coach of this football team, and I call the plays on offense and make sure our defense stops the run. So that's what I do. And I'm not concerned about that. But whatever hat, whatever role that they need me to play, I'll play. Because if it produces wins, then I'm all for it. What I've been able to do is tie relationships together as we move forward. I had a relationship in Cincinnati, so that helped bridge a gap to get some things done so that I could get Carson here, a player that I'm familiar with on this football team. And I think that's the most important thing. I think it's about having an organization and having a team of people that are so good at communicating and so good at working together that we can become one, and that's what we've done. I think more so than anything since Coach's death, I think this organization is growing by leaps and bounds because there's so many people that are so good at what they do, and we're able to connect the dots on things as we continue to move forward, and we get to pull from each other and work together and get things accomplished.
Rick Tittle with 95.7 The Game again. Coach, these last 10 days, the passing of Mr. Davis, this blockbuster trade, dramatic victories, and you've been the rudder to sort of steer this franchise through. Have you ever been through 10 days like this in your life?
Oh, no. But I'm excited about it. I keep telling you guys, I don't run from this. Is fun to me. I'm a little tired, but this is fun. I mean, I told you I'm best when there's drama and all kind of stuff going on. Man, come on, keep it coming. This has been great. Can we keep doing this way? But I don't like to get players injured. I mean, let me make that point. I definitely don't want that to happen. But this has been a lot of fun for me. You know, again, it's about the people in this organization. There are some tremendous people in this organization to work with. And I think you can see. I keep telling you guys, we're becoming something. And that's what we're going to do here.
Coach Lindsay Soto, NFL Network. You obviously have a history with Carson. What is it about him that makes you feel so strongly that he's a guy that's the right guy to come in and lead this team right now?
Because of my personality and my vision through Coach Davis's vision for this organization and what are the characteristics of the quarterback position is for us. He has all of those characteristics, and I know it. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've been a part of it with him. This guy can play, and he knows how to play the game, and he knows how to elevate the players around him. And there's no question that you go on offense as good as your quarterback is. And I think he's one of the best, and that's why he's on this football team now. I didn't bring him here because he was just a guy sitting out there. I brought him here because I think he can help this team win a championship.
Carson, Tim Kawakami, Mercury News. Would any trade to any team have been okay to you, or did you have a specific list? Did you unofficially approve of this deal before it was official?
When you're in the situation I'm in, you don't get to pick. It's not like being a free agent. If you get traded somewhere, you go. So I didn't have a list. I didn't have a set list of teams that I thought this was going to happen with. I didn't know. I was in uncharted waters, but could not be happier for this opportunity, and just excited to be with this guy.
Hugh, the injury happened, as we know, at the game. Did you know you're going to need a quarterback right then, and did you think of Carson right then? A lot of names are being thrown out by us. And of course, we asked you yesterday afternoon. But because of your relationship and knowing, did you think there's my guy even before you got him?
I've always known that, since Carson had retired, that he was out there. And but like you said, prior to the injury, I mean, there was nothing that we needed at that time. We were okay at that position. Once the injury happened, then you start searching through all the names. I mean, like you said, there was a lot of names to search through. But again, there was a process to it. We had to make sure that it was the right fit for us, the right fit for our football team, the right fit for the organization, the right fit for everything. And that's what we did. And again, not just myself. Again, Mark Davis and Amy Trask. I mean, we sat down and we talked about these things, about where we needed to go. And the fun part is I get to throw out those recommendations, but they get to sit and think about it and stew on it a little bit. And where it led us to is this gentleman sitting over here to my right, and I'm thankful for that.
Mark Purdy,